Hello, everyone. Joel here. I just wanted to make a little announcement before we begin this episode. I wanted to let you know that this one will be a little different than the others. Here at Barely Adequate Podcast, we appreciate honesty and integrity, and we wanted to make sure that we are holding ourselves to this standard. So with that being said, this session went long. We try to keep our journalistic integrity and give you a high-quality product, and sometimes something has to give. I do edit the episodes weekly and cut out a lot of the mundane stuff like loot and out-of-character discussion. We try to stay on task, but it isn't easy. Rest assured that whatever dice rolls, outcomes, or events are always done openly and fairly. With that being said, I had to split this episode into two parts. So it will seem that the episode ends fairly abruptly, and part 2 will begin the same way. We will not be adding another introduction onto part 2 other than me popping in to say hi, and we will get right back to the adventure. Thank you all for sticking with us and listening to our project. We hope you are having as much fun listening to it as we are creating it. If you have anything to tell us or want to ask us, send us a line. barelyadequatepodcast@gmail.com. Now, sit back, grab some popcorn or whatever you like, and strap in for episode 8, A Horse Named WRECKEDsford, part 1. Cue the music.
Nobody expects the Goblin Inquisition.
Podcast, but we're not that good at this. You don't have to be either. My name's Joel, and I am your host for this adventure. Sitting at the table with me, I've got my trois, for those French fans out there, friends. Wallace, welcome to the table, Wallace.
Good day, gentlemen.
Welcome back here.
And a good day to you, Wallace.
Good day.
Yes.
We gotta get our smoking jackets back. Second up, Nick. Welcome here, Nick.
I'm glad to be here.
I'm glad you're here too. And then last but not least, of course, we've got our DM/GM. He still hasn't decided what he wants to be called yet, so let's call him Eminem. Chris, welcome back, Chris.
Well, thank you, Joel. Much appreciated. Great to be back in the GM, DM, whatever you call it, seat. Yep, Eminem seat.
Today. Yeah, exactly. Well, last time was awesome, I gotta say. That was a lot of fun. It was raining goblins.
Fun.
If you didn't listen to that episode, go back and listen, because it's totally worth it. It's ridiculous.
It was.
We're gonna hear about that in a little bit. But first, I'm gonna send it to Chris. Chris, we're gonna do a lore drop. What do you want to tell us about today?
Well, today we're going to hop back onto the deities train, and we're going to discuss another god of import in the Pantheon, specifically because it is one worshipped by Nick's character, Gaius Bainbridge. He is a worshiper of Davros. So Davros is the god of cavalry, judgment, duty, wards, redemption, and warfare. He's known as the Iron Griffin Lord, the First Justicar, Corruption's Keeper, the Endless Warden, Redeemed in Chains, and the Grey Soldier. His holy symbol is a gauntleted fist wrapped in iron chains. Davros is depicted as a weathered human wearing battle-worn plate armor with iron chains wrapped around each forearm, often astride a iron griffin. AC depictions, so that is after Cataclysm, also show iron chains wrapped around his waist like a belt, locking an accursed bastard sword into a rune-covered scabbard. As for Davros himself, he was once the mortal ruler of an ancient kingdom. He fell to the depravity after being gifted a cursed blade by the fabled immortal emperor from the Atrothian Empire of antiquity. Twisted body and mind by its accursed influence, he committed all manner of atrocities for over a millennia, before eventually destroying the malevolent artifact as atonement for his many lifetimes of sin. Yet, this act of redemption fueled his ascent to divinity. Davros is among the few old gods who survived the rise of Xeronoth. The accursed blade that Davros now safeguards is the Edge of Reason, the nightmarish blade torn from the grip of Xeronoth himself during the Battle of Gods, which brought an end to the Age of Cataclysm. And as for anyone there looking for gameplay specifics, we're talking a lawful neutral intermediate deity, so I'd call that tier 3. It's kind of the mid-rank of deities. On the higher end, the only one being above that, being the greater deity himself, Xeronoth, tier 4. His domains are animal, law, nobility, rune, strength, and war, and his favorite weapon is the lance. So there we go. That is today's lore drop, everybody. I hope you like that. And with that, I would like to send it over to Wallace to get a nice recap of what happened last time. Recap!
Last time on Barely Adequate. The creatures that were hiding in the tree were a group of goblins who seemed to be stuck, starving, too scared to come down. They attacked, desperate for food, and the party easily dispatched them, capturing one of them alive. Returning to town, they visited the authorities who directed us to one of the only goblin-speaking citizens, Lokic Drogma. Kergan and Gaius visited Lokic, who, using some weird paste from a crab shell, allowed the goblin to enter a trance-like state, which allowed communication with him. The goblin described the beast of Black Tree Hill, a disease-ridden, undead quadruped horror. Of course, Scarlet didn't want to join them, so she visited with Elodie instead, who supplied us some potions to help combat this beast. The party then rested and wants to return to Black Tree Hill at night to hopefully confront the beast.
Wallace, thank you for that. If it wasn't for your recaps, I honestly wouldn't remember what happened. I have a terrible memory, so thank you for that. With that, I would like to send it to Chris. Chris, let's hit it, buddy.
Most certainly. So we find ourselves on the eve of Corbereth 28th. So this is a day and an evening into the campaign. You have just recently left your, we'll call it a pre-gaming celebration at the tavern of Matthias Ansem, Chainbreaker's Tavern. And are you bringing your new mascot with you? The drugged out of his mind goblin who was starving but has now been eating porridge.
See, we're treating him better than he had before.
He probably is being better treated now than ever.
Yeah.
It's only the right thing to do.
Well, I'm going to bring him for sure. I kind of like this guy.
You like the goblin, whatever his name is.
I'm going to name him Drokic Logma.
Drokic Gobma?
Gobma. He's like the opposite because I like this guy, so that's the opposite.
So it's the opposite.
Yeah. Do you get it? Okay.
You make your way in the company of Lokic Gogma.
Name pending.
Name pending. Whatever his name is. So is he on a horse right now? What's going on?
Oh, he's
Are you going on
definitely
foot?
he's definitely tied down
Tied onto the
onto
horse?
the back of the horse.
Okay. So like thrown over it, lying on his belly, hands tied
No,
to
he
his
can sit
legs?
side saddle.
Or is he? You carrying him like a princess?
No, definitely tied down so that
Okay. So you can't run off and attack someone?
yeah, and
Try
that
and
is
eat
that,
some people as you go by?
and so that his natural weapons, if he decides to try to use them, might damage the saddlebags, but not Rexford.
Okay, sounds good. So you make your way towards the northern exit of High Castle. About, let's say you're walking kind of to the northern exit. Then after that, you're going to be heading northeast to get your way to the Black Tree Hill. However, on the way, so after about 20 minutes or so of hoofing it in town, you are still within the city proper. I'll take perception checks from everybody, please.
That's a 14 for me.
Big 14 from
20.
Scarlet.
21 from Kergan.
Kurgan's got a 21.
And I have a 19.
Oh, and a big 19 from Gaius. Okay, all of you notice something as you're traveling through the city. You spot a trio of pit fiend thugs who seem to have cornered a rich-looking fellow near an alley. They appear to be accosting him. What are you going to do? Are you going to just ignore this man in trouble?
Well,
Go
definitely
about
not.
your own business? Or what will you do?
We're definitely going to go in. Well, I at least am going to go and intercede on that man's behalf, or at least see if there's if he's in need of assistance.
You're on Rexford right now, right?
Yep.
Okay. With a goblin strapped to your saddle. Okay. Scarlet, what are you thinking?
I'm gonna probably follow Gaius's moral compass a little bit, but I don't know if I'm gonna get directly involved yet. I'm gonna maybe just kind of hang back and see how
Hang
it
back
goes.
a bit. Still approach, but you're going to hang back, not get involved?
Yeah.
Okay. And what about you, Kergan? What are you and Greymane doing?
I'm jumping right in there.
Jumping right in there. Okay.
Yep.
So you quickly advance. Astride his mighty steed Rexford, Gaius advances, clomping his way, making all kinds of noise as he approaches. Those horseshoes on the cobblestones. And the trio of pit fiends, they kind of stop and they turn. One of them's kind of holding on to the scruff of the shirt of this rich-looking fellow, and the other two have turned their way towards you, and they have they don't have their cestus on. Those are kind of on their belts right now. They're not wearing them. But he points up at you he's got his cestus on. His skizzer is on his belt. And he points up at you with that gauntleted hand, the cestus hand, and he says, what do you think you're doing, huh? Leave us to our business, unless you want to be involved too.
Gentlemen, is there any way I can assist you?
Yeah, you give us that fancy horse. And then the woman beside him says, yeah, and we'll take that armor too.
That's not the kind of assistance that I had in mind.
So the fellow that they kind of have cornered, it's a husky man wearing an expensive-looking purple overcoat, a golden amulet bearing the insignia of a pair of crossed drinking horns, and a pointed cap with a large yellow feather. Okay.
Okay, so he's
Scarlet.
a pimp, is what you're saying.
No.
So as Gaius is sitting there trying to help these pit fiends, I am going to. I know that's not what you're actually trying. That was a joke, but
Trying to get their attention.
yes, as Gaius is trying to divert their attention,
Astride that magnificent horse.
I'm gonna step kind of out into the hallway. Not the hallway, the alleyway.
They kind of got him near the entrance of an alley.
Okay.
So he's in the alley. They're standing in front of the alley. You guys are in the main street still.
Great. So I'm gonna start approaching, and I will say, guys, lady and gentlemen. Is there
Yep.
one lady and gentlemen?
One, two guys.
Calm down, everybody. There's no need to get uppity. I, in fact, heard that there's a new group of adventurers in town that happen to be slaying pit fiends that are getting in the way. So maybe today isn't the day to be doing this. You might want to crawl back to whichever hole you come from, and just lay low for a couple days, for your own safety.
Well, that's an intimidate check if I've ever heard one.
Chris, that's a 22.
Oh, a 22. Okay, so the guy that's kind of holding on to the merchant-looking, the rich guy by the scruff, he just books it down the alley, just as fast as he can go. The other two, they kind of look back and forth, and then look back at you, and then look up at the guy on the horse, and then look at the orc
And the wolf
half-orc
that's
with
ready
the
to
wolf
bite his
who's
throat
ready to
out.
go after him. And they say, oh, hey, I think we might have maybe got off on the wrong foot here. No, we were just helping this guy. The other guy. They point down the alley. He was trying to harass him, but we stopped that. We'll just be on our way. Don't worry about us. And the woman kind of nods. She says, "Yeah, that's all. We're here, and your armor looks great." I was just
Do
saying
we?
it's great.
We know that all pit fiends have a bounty on their head.
That's like 20 gold.
Yep, 20 gold
Yeah.
each if you take him in alive. Kurgan's looking around at the other.
So is there a guy
party members.
running?
Sorry,
There's a guy running.
one of them is like booking it down the alley. Yeah.
I'm not making any. Scarlet has the posture that, like, she basically just approached and like the guy ran and she's like she basically is pointing down the alleyway and like she doesn't look like she's interested in starting another confrontation right now. That doesn't mean you guys can't do that. That's just how her posture currently is.
Okay, so we got one guy sprinting away at top speed and two that are exiting stage left. Are you gonna let them all leave?
Yep.
You actually see them commit a crime.
No,
That's the thing that
they
I was
were
thinking about.
harassing someone, but haven't actually done anything wrong yet. Had you creepily stood back and waited, I guess if you're those kind of psychopaths, then yeah, you'd see them commit a crime. But no, not right now.
You sit back, you document the whole thing,
Yeah,
and then you proceed afterwards.
no.
That's how
You,
it's
you
done.
don't see them do that.
We could have
They-
just booked him and gotten the bounty anyway, if that's the case. But I also thought of that. I didn't actually catch him doing a crime. I figured that they would be, and it seemed like Gaius just wanted to help this man. So
Okay.
I was interested in helping him.
Okay,
so
so
I will
they,
not give chase.
They leave. They're gone. So, after a few moments, this husky fella in the fancy outfit, he says, "Oh, I knew someone would come around to save me. Things were looking bad, but nope. Everything goes Teller Rhodes' way." And he reaches out a hand to shake each of yours, and he says, "Good to meet you. The name's Teller Rhodes. I run Mercantile Roads. Perhaps you've heard of it.
Have I?
Does anyone have knowledge local?"
I do. But my roll is terrible. That would be a 9.
Nope, never heard of him. This guy, the way he's talking, it's like you even knew who he was, is how he's acting.
My knowledge local is 11.
You've also not heard of this
All right,
guy.
great. Yeah, I never heard of you. Sorry.
So it's like, I understand. You guys must be new to town.
Nope.
Yep.
Been
Actually,
here
I
for a
am.
long time. But
Must have been new to town. That's the only explanation. Well, please accept my personal thanks. You got me out of a tight scrape. And so I insist that you let me reward you for your services. Being the good, considerate citizens that you are.
What
With,
were the pit fiends looking for from you?
They were trying to rob me.
why are you out here by yourself? Of course they're trying to rob you. They're everywhere. They try to rob everybody. Why are you out here?
Well, I'm going home. I thought I'd go for a stroll in this new neighborhood.
A
I've never
man
looked
as
down.
important as you doesn't have a security detail?
No, why would I have a security detail? Everyone loves me. Teller Rhodes, what a good guy. That's what they say.
They love your gold, too.
Is the situation in the High Castle really that bad that he should be expected to have a security detail?
I mean, it's pretty bad here. I don't know if you've noticed, but there's a ton of pit fiends around. They literally tried to burn down a house with us in it just yesterday.
And look, you've all escaped unharmed.
Okay, so what? Like you got like a 20% off
So
coupon?
I'm
For
going to
us,
ask
or-
him,
He's like, no. I've got
what
something better.
what do you do here in High Castle?
I run a merchant consortium. Importing, exporting. I have a number of foreign trade ships I deal with.
Is Old Cassif one of them?
I don't know who that is.
Sense motive.
Do they have a business?
18. A traitor.
He's like, I've never heard of him. You think he's telling the truth?
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Okay.
They must deal with different property than what I deal with. I import all kinds of things: spices, silks, Other things from exotic lands.
That's literally the MO of Old Kasif.
I never heard of that guy. Don't know who that is.
Okay.
Maybe he goes to different soirees than I do.
It must be. There's so many high-class parties here. Anyway.
There are. And he kind of brushes himself up a bit. Host many myself.
I'm sure, though, that silk is fair trade.
Of course it is. What's your sense?
Local spiders only.
No drow. We're hurting.
I was going to say it's drider silk.
Drider silk. Yeah.
19.
Yeah, he seems to be telling the truth.
And above board.
Yeah, this guy seems above board. Seems like he just seems like everything goes his way, and he didn't accept people to try and rob him.
Okay.
This is I insist you let me give you a reward for your efforts. So he reaches into his coat pocket and he produces 3 black coins. And he holds them out.
Oh, my goodness.
I'll take an appraise check from anybody who wants to roll one.
Sure. Let's see what this appraise check pulls up. Mighty 5 on that appraise check.
I got an 11.
Okay. Scarlet, you recognize that the coin that he just produced is plated in nexusite. It's a black special material.
Okay.
It's quite rare. But it's one of the currencies on Atrothia. A nexusite bar is worth 100 gold.
Okay.
But the thing he just produced, you'd say they're each worth a platinum.
Oh.
Same value as a platinum. So he produces 3 of these coins, so 3 platinum, essentially. He says, "Oh, don't be fooled. These black coins are worth more than the nexusite they're covered in. They're tokens of pure luck. I've kept a couple in my pocket since back when I first started out, and look at me now. It's like a gift from Midas himself. The golden hero blesses me every day that I wake up. In fact, they're so lucky that some say if you make a wish upon a black coin, it might even come true." And so he hands 3, 1 to each of you.
What's the catch?
There is no catch. You saved my life. I want to reward you.
Well, I'll take the coin from him and thank you for your generosity.
He gives a nod. And what are and then he still has his hand held out. 2 coins left in it.
I'll take one.
Okay, you take one.
Thank you, Tella.
I take it.
Okay. So you've each got one of the black coins. It's worth 10 gold. Equivalent of that. And so he says, "Oh, yes. Can I get each of your names? I'd like to know who my heroes are. I'd like to make sure I tell Guildmaster Gallia Hunderbarn who saved my life."
Pardon my bad manners. I am Guy Spainbridge.
Well met.
I want to sense motive this guy just to see like is he trying to get more information or what? I'm just Scarlet is naturally untrusting of people, so she rolled a 29 to try to figure this guy out.
No, this guy, like, he legitimately has, like, a zest for life. Seems like he truly believes he's incredibly lucky. And, like, everything he said, he seems to totally believe.
Okay.
And he does, there's no malice or anything from what you can tell. Like, you saved his life, he wants to reward you.
Okay.
And he seemed confident someone would come save him and get him out of his scrape he was in.
Okay.
Does anyone have a knowledge nobility? He just dropped the name, Guildmaster Gallia
I
Hunderbarn.
do not have knowledge nobility.
Nor do I.
Okay, how about an intelligence check?
Failed.
2.
9.
Nope, you guys don't know who he's talking about.
Guildmaster that's the guy that
Oh, he says, no. It's a woman.
no, I'm pretty sure that's a guy.
No, it's a woman. Gallia Hunderbarn.
Yeah, Gallia Hunderbar.
Guildmaster of the Masons, Stonecutters, and Quarry Workers.
I think we're talking about a different Gallia Thunderbar.
Other than House Harrowwood, she's probably the most influential and powerful person in all of High Castle. In fact, I'm going to be attending a party with her within the next few days. I'll definitely mention your names.
Thank you. Thank you, Teller. We really appreciate that.
Kergan, did you introduce yourself yet?
Nope.
Okay, I didn't think so. So he is still looking at you. And you are? you stare blankly at him before just whispering, Kergan.
A little more forcefully. Than
Do you touch his lips when you say it?
Gently whisper in his ear, Kergan.
Kergan.
With lots of gusto, you say your name.
Yes.
Solemnly and calmly. He says, good. Well, I thank you again. You've saved me. I feel so blessed.
Just be careful if you see more of them around. Try to keep your distance from these guys.
I'm sure I'll be fine.
Well,
And he continues to stride off,
all right.
confidently sashaying his way down the street.
Scarlet will
he owns the
she'll
place.
shrug and give him a wave, and let's move on, guys.
Okay, does anyone have knowledge local?
Sure do. See if we can roll higher than a 5. Come on, dice. Ooh, there we go. Look at that. Big old 19 on that one. All right, so that'll be a 24 on my knowledge local.
24. Okay. You have actually heard of black coins before.
No?
So in addition to being a currency that is actively used, people do use them like their platinum pieces. You have actually heard the same rumor that he told you, that supposedly if you grasp a black coin and make a wish upon it, sometimes your wish comes true. But it's only
All right.
if something that you really, truly want. So many people do consider them to be lucky coins.
Interesting. Okay.
There's a
Do we
24
know,
you got.
like, this
You got a 24,
Yeah.
guys? Yeah,
That was,
that's what you know.
knowledge local.
this coin gilded in nexusite? Do we know what
Yep.
nexusite is?
You do. It's a special material. So nexusite is relatively rare, and it's pretty valuable. For the most part, on Atrothia, people largely just use it as a form of currency, but it does have abilities when you use it as part of making weapons and armor and things like that. But the primary use is actually making technological equipment, which in Atrothia, it's not very common. There are some places that do have high advanced kind of technology, but they use it in trade with other realms and communities. It's very useful on other planes. Things like
Do you know where to mine this stuff from?
Do you have a knowledge?
No. It's more along the lines of the group. I'm quizzing these two.
I've never heard of this material before.
I've encountered
Neither
it
have I.
before. First time I've ever seen one of these coins, though.
Seems very taboo.
Like, as an example, you, Kergan, you would have never have seen Nexusite before. Because it's like very highly refined and it's very hard to find out in the world. Like you have to it's very rare. You have to actively be looking for it. It'd be like you finding, being a druid and finding a random, gold vein somewhere. Just doesn't happen often. But as I said, like, you're familiar. It's a currency. People use it to pay for things. So
Okay.
Oh, it's okay. It's not like it's evil or
no, nothing like that.
kind of thing.
No.
Okay.
No, as I said, it's no different than other special materials like mithril, adamantine, stuff like that. It's its own thing. But as I said, it's used primarily as a currency because it's very hard to use to make items. Okay, so you've each gotten your reward for saving Teller Rhodes. You're going to continue on your way?
Yes. Continue to Black Tree Hill.
Okay, you continue to make your way to Black Tree Hill. So it's getting pretty late. It's definitely the sun's down. It's dark outside. Does anyone have any issues with it being dark? Like maybe WRECKEDsford or Greymane?
Well, Rexford, I believe, has low light vision, and I myself have dark vision.
Okay.
Scarlet has dark vision.
Okay, so Greymane and Rexford are kind of being led towards where you're going?
Is it a cloudy sky out right now?
It's pretty cloudy, yeah. It's a pretty dark night.
So we're not going to see any stars or moon or...
Not consistently. It's largely overcast. So it is going to get pretty dark as you head towards Black Tree Hill.
I'm sure in my druidic starter kit there's a torch.
Yeah, you got some torches in there. You'll be fine.
All right.
Okay, I will light a torch.
Okay. Okay, so we
with
got
some
one
flint
torch lit.
and steel.
There you go. Flint and steel lighting a torch. Boom! So we got one guy with a torch. Animals can see now. Goblin still.
How's he doing?
Drooling.
Is he talking at all, or is he?
Yeah,
just-
he's kind of mumbling to himself. Like, but he's, face down, so he's like mumbling into the saddle. I
love this guy.
Is he kind of drooling?
Yeah.
Oh, he's drilling all right, for sure.
Okay. So, do we see the Dame Natsuki?
Satsuki Nobura?
Satsuki?
No, you don't see her.
Okay. So, are we gonna make it to Black Tree Hill before it's completely dark, or?
Yeah, like as I said, it's getting really dark right now. The sun
Okay.
is starting to set.
I
and
would
it's
like
getting
to
dark
rig
out.
up
You can easily get to Black Tree Hill.
Okay, because we're gonna set up camp. I'd like to rig up strings and bells. I bought a couple strings and bells.
Okay, so you are at the top of Black Tree Hill. You got the big tree that's right in the middle of the hill. Kind of all around it, all the rest of the directions is the hill itself. It's massive. So whereabouts are you going to set up your camp? You said you were setting up.
So,
like we talking tent camp or?
okay, so what's the layout of this? So from our vantage point, if we walk up to Black Tree Hill,
Yep.
what's behind it if we're looking at it from the path?
Okay, so Black Tree Hill isn't on the north road, on the high road. You have to go east off of the high road.
Is it just
to get to the hill? It's
open on each side kind of thing?
It's a big hill right in the middle of all. If you were to walk in a straight line from the entrance of High Castle to where you would get to the Mistvale Forest, you'd have to pass over the Black Tree Hill or walk around it.
Okay, so how far is the forest from us from right now?
Like 15 minutes or so.
Oh, okay, so we can see
And that's
it.
how long it took to get to the hill from...
Okay, so we can
Yeah.
see it, but it's pretty well open up until there.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
it's it's dark, so you can't see super far, but
Yeah.
basically it's like kind of a straight shot. Now, technically you're in the Iron Hills right now, so there's going to be, it's not flat terrain. You're not on a plain, like it's, moving, it's hills, rolling hills
How
here or there.
far?
But Black Tree Hill is like a big hill,
So how far does the light stretch from a torch?
30 feet.
30 feet
And
radius?
you get 30 feet in all directions, and then like 30 feet kind of dim light behind.
Because what we could do is if you got some extra torches in your pack, we could push them out and maybe at the bottom of the hill make like a radius of torches so that at least it can extend our vision a little bit.
You got to think.
Only thing though, like this is a really big hill.
Yeah, I don't think we have enough
okay.
torches.
Like
So we
you
don't
would
have time
need
for
like 100 of torches.
Okay, I don't have
or
that.
more to do that.
You like tiki torches.
But you
Never
could
mind.
easily around where you guys are, set up 6 or 8 torches to give you like a good well lit area.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if we're trying to bait a monster out here, may as well make it as easy as possible.
I mean, you got bait strapped to Rexford right now.
Well, that's what I mean. I was hoping that we could use him as bait. So
Or goblin.
Poor Goblin. Should have just given him to Elodie. She'd be treating him so well.
no, she wouldn't be.
He'd be planted in a nice pot.
So are you planning on dangling him up from the tree?
Well, I'm thinking about it.
Like a
Or
pinata.
propping him up at the bottom of the tree around a fire in a little tent, like he's there, waiting for his lover to show up.
Are you implying some sort of romantic relationship between the goblin and the sundead?
Well, no, but if this creature is gonna come, if it's been hunting just regular people out here, so maybe we need a regular creature here doing regular creature things like waiting for a lover.
There you go. I mean,
That can't be a trap if it's just a little goblin out here.
And I mean, the goblins were hiding in the tree for who knows how long.
They were.
Come down.
They were.
So
Eating
maybe
each
he's
other.
going to be excited. Be like, oh, that goblin's down finally.
Oh, it's
Never
taunting
know.
it. That's true.
Could be. Goblins could have been taunting him. We don't know.
Or we just sit there.
you have to take him to Lockheed Drogma to ask that question.
we
should go back and visit him again.
No, we shouldn't. The spirits are too strong right now. We can't go back.
It could be the perfect time.
The perfect time. Just bring your 500 gold midnight.
Yeah.
Special midnight
Not
session.
it's not a scam.
It's not.
Maybe.
That's when the spirits are
Might
strongest.
be a scam.
Midnight.
Okay, or is anyone planning on sleeping tonight? Or can we make it through the night without having to push ourselves?
Well,
I was
you'll
thinking
be tired tomorrow if you don't sleep at some point tonight.
I was thinking we could take watch shifts, 2-hour shifts,
Okay.
rotate through the night.
Okay, who's
Okay.
going first?
I'll go first.
Okay, so we're going to have Gaius first. Who's going to go second?
I will go second.
Scarlet going second. And Kergan going third. So 3-hour shifts? No, 4-hour shifts. There's only 3 of you. So 2 hours means you each get 4 hours of sleep.
Well, I'd rotate.
Oh, and then so you
And then do it
and
again.
do it again. Okay, instead of 4, 4 and 4.
We'll do two twos.
2. Okay, sounds good. Break some change.
I'm not going to get any of my spells back, but I don't think I used any yet. So
Okay, so Gaius, you're the first one.
All right.
Everybody else is going to be taking a nice snooze. You got a frothing, drooling goblin who's yammering on nonsense all night. You've got Greymane, who I assume is going to be snuggled up tight with you, Kergan.
While I'm sleeping, yes.
Gaius
You'll be on watch with me.
Is Rexford tied to the tree or something?
Yeah.
Remember, it's covered in those big, like, knobby kind of protrusions. Very easy to tie your horse off there. And Scarlet, you'll just be sleeping with your sword.
I don't really know what else to do. This is weird to me. So
You've never camped out with a wolf guy and
a goblin
goblin
and a holy man? No, I have not.
And a holy guy, yeah. Okay. So you guys go to sleep. I'm gonna need a perception check. Everyone from Gaius.
All right.
Maybe I can perceive while I'm sleeping.
Well, it's the first one's a vision-based one, so I don't think so. Unless you got invisible eyelids.
I do have scent.
Again, this is a vision-based one.
I was going to say, I would probably just be kind of leaned up against the tree, like hat over my eyes, like
Okay.
cowboy style.
Got it.
If I can
That's
sleep
cool.
like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
you can sleep
Okay,
like that.
cool.
With the knobby protrusions all over your
Well,
back.
I mean, but she's a big fan of plant life.
I got you.
So
She's digging it.
yeah.
I'm good for that.
All right, so that's a big 7 on that perception check.
Okay, sounds good. Now everybody give me a perception check. And does anyone have scent?
Right here.
Gaius
I-
does. Good.
As does Rex.
Greymane does.
Merman does.
I do not have scent, but I rolled really well.
20 perception on.
Yahtzee.
And so it's minus 10 because you're sleeping, just so you guys know.
And Greymane, 17.
Okay. Scarlet?
With the minus 10 is 15.
Okay, Scarlet, your eyes kind of pop open. And anyone with scent, you automatically pick it up. So you
Oh,
got
baby, I'm so excited for this.
You got some smells coming your way of note. So there is a distinct animal smell. Very likely some kind of dogs or wolves or canine of some kind. So like a kind of a wet dog kind of smell.
All right.
And there's another smell that's very pungent. It's a very distinct kind of rotting smell,
BO.
but it's less intense. So you think it might be coming from farther away.
Are we at Comic-Con, or are we at a Linux programmers convention?
Could be either one.
All right. Well, when I catch whiff of that, because that's a notable change.
Yeah.
Whichever one of these two is closest to me, I'll move to nudge them awake.
Well, let's say that you're probably maybe on this side. Scarlet said she wanted to look over there, so we'll say you're closer to Scarlet.
And I'll don my shield.
Okay, kind of on the north side, north face of the tree. Sorry, west face of the tree. We've got Kergan and Greymane. On the east side of the tree, we've got Gaius and Rexford. And on the north face of the tree, we've got Scarlet Carson.
Can I tell which direction the new orders are coming from?
Yep, they're all coming from the northeast.
Northeast, okay.
From the Mist Vale.
All right. So I'll, being in close proximity to Scarlet, I'll nudge her with my foot as I...
Scarlet, you get roused up as you kind of wake up on your own. Someone nudges you with their foot.
That's okay. That's okay. So I'll pick up my greatsword, which I probably just stabbed into the ground beside me. Easy access, you see. I will stand up.
And I'll say something approaches.
And take my greatsword.
I can smell it on the wind.
Can smell it on the wind. I like that.
That's just those two.
About Kergan and Greymane. Greymane just roused. Is Kergan getting up?
Yeah, where I am.
Okay. So you all note something is approaching. And with your little perimeter of light that you made, you can kind of see it as it comes in.
Is it another goblin? A feral goblin.
Deranged feral goblin.
That's eaten a bunch of other
badger.
goblins. What?
A mad honey badger. Rabid honey badger.
What if I kind of hope it's miasma? Secretly, I'm hoping that I get to kill that thing.
Miasma. And Lockig Drogma in a big costume.
And I'll be like, you were both wrong. Miasma's horrible. It's a horrible creature. It was. We murdered it.
Okay, I'll take another perception check from everybody. This is a vision-based one. Anyone was sent, you know these things are definitely approaching.
19.
A little
8
better
and
there.
10.
14.
Oh, baby. Here we go. We went like 3 episodes without fighting anything, so I don't count the goblins. They didn't.
Psh!
They've.
Who plays tabletop role-playing games to do combat?
That's what I'm saying. The goblins just threw themselves out of trees at us, so that wasn't even a fight.
I'm just
That
here.
was a serious encounter.
I'm just here for the drinking.
Fair enough. I know. That's why I have no beer in my house ever.
Okay, what was those results, everybody?
10.
Again, 14.
14, 10,
19.
19. I'll say that's enough.
That's perception, right?
That's perception. So you all see these small dogs have a rough coat and a hungry look in their dark brown eyes. You see 4 small-sized dogs. They all look quite wild and frenzied. I'll take knowledge nature from anyone who has.
19.
Okay, so these are wild dogs. Prowl on the outskirts. It does not look like these are ones that really come into town or anything. These are definitely wild dogs that live in either the Iron Hills or the Mist Vale. So what you know about dogs like this, they have low light vision and scent. They're pretty fast, being quadrupeds. They have a bite attack. They're very good at, quite good at jumping, and very good at scent tracking. You know that dogs like this, they're going to be pretty vicious and probably quite territorial. And in some cases, they're known to carry disease like rabies. Let's get, since you're the only one with knowledge of nature, I'll get another perception check from you.
Usually I've been having Greymane aid me.
Yeah, I think in this instance, I think that jives, yeah.
12.
Okay, so one thing of note about these dogs, the way they're acting, you would think they might actually have rabies. However, you know better. they're actually driven on by fear. The reason they're so agitated and aggressive is because they're running away from something.
I'll tell the party. Be prepared. They're running from something.
Okay, so these dogs, agitated and aggressive, they start to growl and bark as they slow down a bit, and it looks like they're coming in to attack you.
I'll
Driven on by fear.
Do you think you can try to intimidate them? They
chases
can
them.
run away.
I mean, that's my only option, but
Unless there's any among you that maybe
adept at handling animals?
yeah, or
Or
maybe
empathetic towards
are
animals?
empathetic towards wild creatures.
Anybody here?
Anyone here that might
Before I try to scare them off with my inquisitorial
I
conviction.
guess I have that. I know, don't I?
Oh, we don't know.
I don't
Nobody
know.
knows.
I don't
We're-
know, Druid Kergan Thunderhowl, who has a pet wolf and a love of canines. Is there something you maybe want to do?
Well, he's looking at a sheet, Chris. Scarlet will begin her speech about how they need to repent for their sins and they need to be redeemed for all of their past transgressions.
Okay, I'm going to try to wild empathy them.
Scarlet, I love your
Okay.
enthusiasm, but I don't think they
Except
understand.
I don't have a good charisma.
Let's see what you got. So you approach and kind of make some like an aggressive motion and some yipping and yowling noises. I'm gonna give you a
13.
bonus of 2 on this check.
15.
Because you have Greymane with you,
15.
and dogs are very into the whole alpha mentality. So it's a 15. Big 1-5. Okay, so these dogs, they back down. So you got a choice here. So it looks like these dogs, at this exact moment, they've backed down and they're probably going to move past you or away from you. Would
I
you
don't know
like
if-
to spend a little bit more time with them?
If we have time, yes.
Yeah? Okay, I want you to do another one. Let's see again.
19 with
that
with the plus 2.
With the +2? Okay, so not only do these dogs, so let's say you had to come out a bit for that.
Yep.
So you kind of walked out into the open with your dog. Not only do these dogs not attack you, they actually start to form a bit of a semicircle
You made a pack.
kind of around
I got some buddies.
around you.
Aw, you're the Beastmaster. Or are they like, is Thunderhowl their pack leader, or are you? Who knows? Find out next week.
Doesn't matter.
Okay, so they take up positions, 2 beside you, 2 beside Kergan and 2 beside Greymane.
Heck yeah.
So you guys got 4 wild dogs just joined up with you.
Okay.
And as the moments start to pass and the dogs continue to growl and get louder, the distinct stench grows and grows.
So I'm going to untie Rexford.
Okay,
And then
Rexford
mount
is
him.
untied, and you are mounted upon Rexford.
And then bring myself towards the smell.
Okay, moving a bit away from the tree towards the smell.
I might as well draw my bow.
Okay, we got Kergan with his bow out. Gaius, have you pulled out any weapons or anything? You got a goblin strapped to your pack saddle.
Yep. I will unsheath my lance if I have the time.
Lance and shield, okay. And Scarlet?
I am going to move forward in the effort of letting Gaius get a charge attack in. So,
Okay.
and Scarlet has her great sword drawn, and she flicks it out, and it glints in the moonlight with her.
It's cloudy out.
As you pull it out,
Shut up.
the clouds part a little bit. And the moon
It's
casts
one
a single
Thunder,
beam of light
little bit
down.
of lightning. Yeah,
Single
perfect.
beam of light down
Perfect.
towards Scarlet.
It's like perfect, right out of Sailor Moon, and like Masamune. It looks like that. Very sleek looking
very
great sword.
sleek. Pulls out with that grand and highly ornate,
Yes.
rose-like.
And she
grip and
runs
crossbow.
through the canticles of Tyrannus in her head as as she prepares herself and steels herself for battle.
Okay, what's that perception check from everybody?
Oh, 19.
What am I doing?
Okay, 19 again. Do you got what was your newer perception I asked for?
21.
Would have that been the earlier 14 or?
This was after everyone moved into position. I asked for perception.
Oh, then this one will be an 18.
18. Okay, sounds good.
Man, it's killing me. What is this? It's miasma. Does it smell like incense and shame?
Then it's definitely not my asthma or lucky drug.
Then it's a bachelorette party going to a seance.
Did anyone? One more time. So 19?
19.
Okay.
18.
18?
21.
Okay.
Does it see us is the question.
So anyone with scent picks up a distinct foul smell of rotting flesh somewhere within 60 feet of you. However, two of you, Kergan Thunderhowl and Scarlet Carson, you see this creature prowl its way into the light. Just hanging out on the edge of where the light gets a bit brighter, as it appears to be stalking forward. This immense, malformed, pustule-covered human corpse moves about on all fours, like some
Human?
hideous undead hound. Fearsome claws upon its hands and feet. I will take a knowledge religion from either of the two of you that saw this thing, if you have.
I do not.
I do have knowledge religion. For a 18.
18. Okay, you recognize this thing. This creature is known as a Festrog.
Do I know anything about them?
18?
Yes, an 18, Chris.
Okay. Okay, so you know that Festrogs are undead abominations that are spawned due to massive explosions or releases of negative energy. Many would consider them ghoul hounds. Sometimes people have called this thing in the past, or ghoul dogs. They have the intellect of a human, and they're slightly more cunning. Physically, they are more powerful. They're actually bipedal, but they're capable of doing a 4-footed run. And if they can charge you when they do their 4-footed run, they can actually trip you to the ground when they hit you.
Ooh.
But the most notable thing about them that you know is that the boils on their bodies can rupture if you hit them with a slashing or piercing weapon,
Oh, fun.
squirting the attacker with pus-like fluid that carries a potent disease.
Well, isn't that nice?
And the final bit of info you know about them is that if they get a hold of you with their bite, they can actually tear chunks off of you and feed on it, which restores some of their health. And not only that, your check was good enough to know that this Festrog is particularly, it's a highly advanced and incredibly resilient specimen.
Of course it is.
So it is far superior to a standard Festrog. So that's what you know. It's going to be hardier than normal, more powerful, and capable of an immunity to pain.
Do I know
Shrugging off some damage.
with that? Did I know if it? Do I need a certain type of weapon to bypass?
Ordinarily, no, but you know that it is resilient, meaning that it has some DR dash based on how strong it is.
Okay.
So it doesn't have any DR you could get through. So that's what you know. That's what you know.
Fun. Isn't
Beast
that
of
fun?
Black Tree Hill. What a
That's
fearsome,
so fun.
fearsome creature. I'll take rolls for initiative from everybody.
And that, my friends, is all we have time for today. Tune in next week to hear what happens at Black Tree Hill. Later.